Hi, it's Lee Kapansky here. Now today I want to talk to you about the grip and how it affects your wrists. Now you've got a strong grip, you've got a weak grip, you've got interlocking, overlapping, or you've got the baseball grip. You've got so many to choose from. Now the grip controls the club face, and for the club face to be square at the top of the backswing, it has to be parallel to your left forearm. But did you know your wrists move in 6 different directions in the golf swing? You've got flexion, you've got extension, you've got radial, you've got ulnar, you've got pronation, you've got supination. But if you're going to throw a ball or play tennis, would you think about it? Probably not. But in golf, anything goes. Now, more often than not, a grip problem has nothing to do with the grip itself. It's more of a reaction to something else. Now, number one check is your alignment, because your body will always react and want to get back towards a target. Now, what generally happens if somebody stands too far to the right side, what they do is automatically they place the left hand further over, the right hand further under, because they know they want to get back towards the target this way. Okay, so bang, there's your strong grip. Now, if I do the opposite and I stand too far to the left, I'm not going to want to do that very long. So automatically, what I do is I put this hand more on top, this hand more over, so there's your weak grip, so I can react back towards the target. Now, if you're not standing correctly in relation to the target, you're leaving yourself wide open to a world of pain. Now, the internet is loaded with experts with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're giving golf lessons to golfers who have a clear tendency to aim to the right, and there's no mention of it. Now they'll tell you that at impact, your handle is high and the toe is 2 or 3 degrees down, because what actually they're doing is they're swinging from outside to in, because they're fighting to get back towards the target, because they're aiming too far to the right and they're swinging left. Now this is massive, it's overlooked, and if I'm honest, it really disappoints me every time I see a golf lesson on the golf course, or smacking balls into nets, or just basically promoting the next latest swing drill or swing tip with no mention of alignment. Now you've got TrackMan, Flight Scope, or whatever it may be. It's not going to help you if the guy teaching you has missed the most vital element of the golf lesson. It's number one check at every level with no excuse spared. If you're standing poorly in relation to the target, or you don't have a target, you've got absolutely nothing to learn. Now, a grip change should never be the first thing that you change, especially when dealing with a swing fault. Now, if somebody is fighting with a slice, then what's the first thing they do? They strengthen their grip. They turn the left hand further over and the right hand goes further underneath to kind of offset the slice spin. Now, slice is when the club head comes from outside to in, it's swinging left and it cuts across the ball and you get the spin going over to the right side. But the problem is, if I square the club face up to the swing path, okay, so the swing path is going left and now the club face is not open in relation to the swing path, it's square here, then the ball's going to go straight left and out. Now the optical illusion is the guy that gets sick and tired of knocking the ball out all the time. So what he does, he stands further to the right side and he plays with this big pull into the middle of the fairway. He thinks he's hitting a straight shot, but actually what he's doing is he's standing in his own way. He's losing massive amounts of power, massive amounts of distance and club head speed, and also as well it's very difficult to control. Now, gripping the club in the centre of your stance is the big one that nobody talks about. Now, if you grip the club in the centre of your stance like this here, you're going to see here your left wrist is cupped. Now, if I was to take it to the top this way, the club face is going to be wide open, pointing to the ground. Okay, this is not parallel, it's not square to your left forearm. Now, I could try and sprinkle a little bit of magic dust on the way back to close the club face to square it up in the backswing, but generally this is really difficult to time. Now, the most common quick fix is to strengthen the grip. So what you do is you turn your left hand further over, throw your right hand further underneath. Okay, so this offsets the open club face. Now, this is how it works. If I was to let my hands and arms hang freely down from my body, they find their natural position. Now, my hands come together on the grip this way here. Now, if I was to take a strong grip, so my left hand goes further around here, my right hand goes underneath here, now my body will always want to find its natural position. So at impact, I'm here. As my hands and arms hang down from my body this way, you'll see now the club face is closed, at impact, but this offsets the open position at the top. Now, this does work. There are some great players that do this, and this is generally why the average golfer prefers a strong grip over a weak one. Now, having your hands too far forward at address does the exact opposite of gripping the club in the centre of your stance. Now, as you can see from here, if I have my hands too far forward, my left wrist here is arched, bowed, okay? Now, if I take it to the top this way, you're going to see the club face is then pointing up to the sky, okay? This is way closed, this is Dustin Johnson style, okay? But Dustin Johnson's strength doesn't lie within the closed club face. It lies within his body movements. He's so powerful and athletic and open through impact. What he does is, his club face is closed at the top, but his here impact, he offsets the closed club face with a powerful movement and open body through impact, and then the ball will go straight and long. Now, obviously, talent and extremely good coordination and a hell of a lot of practice play a part in this example. So if you're Dustin, just go with it. Now, something that is often misunderstood is the early wrist hinge in the backswing. Now, as soon as you hinge your wrist in the backswing, your left wrist will be cupped and the club face will be wide open. Now, this is really difficult to correct at some stage in the backswing. Now, this is great if you're pitching or you're playing a bunker shot because it helps you to get the ball up nice and early into the air. But it's not that great if you've got a driver in your hands. Now, if you're a big believer in early wrist hinge, you want to be strengthening that grip to close the club face. Or just close your eyes. Now, from this example, I'll show you how much the wrists hinge and how they move in the golf swing. Now, if I put my left arm out straight like this, with a nice flat, straight left wrist, this is how it should be at the top of the backswing for the club face to be square. Now, I'll show you how much my wrist can actually hinge and move. It's not that much. But if I stand this way and show you how much scope there is for the club face to open and close, or cup or arch, this is cup, the club face is open, this is arch, the club face is closed. If I take it to the top of the backswing this way and I cup my wrist, generally I'm going to struggle with getting across the line. If I arch it too much, I'm going to get it laid off, and all these problems run into the downswing. Now, in my mind, it simplifies everything if you set your wrists late in the backswing. That is unless you have split-second timing or you're from a planet far, far away. Are you a Jedi? May the Force be with you. Oh, that's hot. So the best way to grip, to guarantee that your club face is going to be square at the top of the backswing, is to start with a straight flat left wrist and finish with a straight flat left wrist, okay? So what I want you to do is grip at the 1 o'clock position here like this. This is 12 o'clock, this is 1 o'clock, and the grip runs from the bottom of your little finger here through the middle of your index finger across the finger, so the bottom of your little finger through the middle of your index finger, across your fingers like this, here. Now, when you take the club down onto the ground, you'll see that the club shaft runs as an extension of your left arm, this way here, okay? And you have a nice, straight, flat left wrist, okay? The right hand goes on, let your right hand hang down naturally from your body, and you see it turns in slightly, the right hand fits on over the thumb, this way, in a nice, natural, neutral position. Now, how the hands connect is up to you. You can either do the overlapping, you can do the interlocking grip. So the overlapping is when the little finger fits in between the index finger and middle finger on top. The interlocking is when the little finger interlocks between the index finger and your middle finger, or you can use the baseball grip. Now I would recommend that you use either the overlapping or interlocking, but there's been some great players over the years that have just put the right hand on into a baseball grip and they've won some absolutely massive tournaments. So the choice is actually yours. Now, it's got to fit your hands. That's the main thing. If you've got big hands, if you've got small hands, it's just got to fit your hands. Now from here, from this position here, the straight left wrist is in place. Now all I need to do is stand to the ball, and all I need to do then is take it all the way to the top with a nice straight flat left wrist. And this will guarantee the club face is squarely aligned parallel to my left forearm. Okay, so also as well, it cuts out any of these backswing issues you have. So if you're cupping your left wrist and you're getting across the line in the backswing, or you're arching your left wrist and you're getting it too far laid off, because all of these problems, they run down into the downswing. So you start with a flat, straight left wrist, you take it all the way to the top that way, and it guarantees the club face will be squarely aligned in the backswing. Now you have the confidence to swing down knowing the club face is square, and you can give it a good hit. You'll hit more fairways, more greens, and I guarantee this is right on the money. It works every single time. Enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. As you can see, there is more to the grip than meets the eye. Now, most importantly is you find the grip that best fits your hands and you work with it. Now, I'm new to the world of YouTube and I'm so passionate about helping golfers like yourself. Now, over the years, I've had the pleasure of working with some amazing coaches, so I'm hoping that a little bit of magic dust has rubbed off on me. But I want to get out there. I've got loads of great info, loads of great content on the way that'll really help you to improve your golf. So if you like my lessons, please hit the subscribe button below and give me a thumbs up. And remember, if you want a square club face at the top of your backswing, start with a straight flat left wrist at address and take it all the way up to the top and maintain the straight flat left wrist at the top of the backswing. And that'll guarantee the club face is square every single time you play. Cheers again and see you next time.